Okay, let's see. We're hearing from people. That's what we're doing. We're hearing from people around the country, around the world, even. Why don't we try next? Maybe Steve from Illinois. Steve, you're on the air.
Hey dude, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Steve. Thank you.
I had a quick question. A couple weeks ago, maybe more, maybe like a month ago, Jen Psaki said that the Biden administration was working with Facebook to help censor people they believed for telling lies about the vaccine. Don't you think that's kind of towing the line there for government censorship a little bit, kind of authoritarianism?
No, not necessarily. I mean, listen, we know that there's about a dozen people that are the generators of the overwhelming majority of the anti-vax content. And ultimately what this comes down to is Facebook having and enforcing terms of service. Now, I know what you're saying. It sounds like what you're saying is, in practice, if the government goes to Facebook and says ban these people, it's kind of the government limiting their speech. That seems to be sort of the analogy you're making, right?
Well, isn't that kind of what they were doing? They had their team, like the government team, going to Facebook and being like, "Hey, this is who we believe." I'm not talking about, like, I'm not saying that vaccine lies should be spread. I'm saying
No, I
this is just
understand.
the example they were using.
You're
Is
saying
that
it's
we
basically the
believe
government censoring people on Facebook.
yeah, because I mean, again, there's what if, I mean, again, I know you're not huge. What if, like, the Trump administration was trying to go to Facebook and saying, "Hey, we don't think this is correct. Like, we should look into banning these people."
Yeah,
Isn't
so
that
I
kind of
think
like
there's
towing the
there's
line
there's
for
some
different
important there's
administrations?
a couple of really important things. First of all, if the Trump administration had done something like this, it wouldn't have been to prevent empirically invalid claims about vaccines which lead to death from being made. If it had been the Trump administration that did it and they did it about something that was all about a political agenda, it wouldn't actually be the same thing. That's the first thing to understand. The second thing is the government, as far as we know, the government provided information to Facebook about the things that these individuals were spreading. And it was up to Facebook to decide whether it violates the terms of service or not. Now, if you want to say when the government tells you, you kind of have to do it. Well, okay, but we don't actually have proof that that's what went down. So I understand your concern. I've not seen any evidence that there has been anything other than the government providing information to Facebook about the content being put out and Facebook determining is it okay or not based on our own terms of service. That's my knowledge about it right now.
No, yeah, I guess I'm just using the slippery slope theory. And then if it's the other way around, like, I don't think it would have been even good for any kind of administration to kind of go on that. Because, I mean,
Yeah, but
before they
here's the
were
thing.
trying to
When you say the
censor.
other way around, the problem with you saying the other way around is it's not the same for the government to work with Facebook to limit anti-vax propaganda that's killing people versus a Trump administration to go to Facebook and say, you need to ban anyone who says Joe Biden actually won the election. Like, we have to be able to distinguish between those two things.
Oh, I guess I'm just, the vaccine is just the example that's used. I'm saying for future reference, if they're doing stuff that the Biden administration doesn't like that's being said on moving forward,
If
working with
that
Facebook.
happens, I will be right here denouncing it. If that happens.
Okay. No, I just wanted to see what your thoughts were on that.
Yeah. No, I understand. But unless that, I have no reason to think that that's going to happen.
All right.
Yep. All right, my friend. Thank you very much. Appreciate the call.